Guy Junker, Ken Laird, TribLIVE.com. And the news just announced per TSN and Bob McKenzie in Canada, the Penguins will be firing in 90 minutes time from, as we take the air here, Guy, Ray Shero, their general manager, and Dan Bylsma, their head coach. Both are out. Is it the right decision?
Well, we figured it was whether it's the right decision or not, there's about a 99% chance Bylsma was going to be fired and a better than 50-50 chance that Shero is. And I like both of these guys personally, and I think both of them did a lot of good things here. It's not like they did a terrible job, but the window is closing. Malkin and Crosby are getting older. 5 straight years of losing to a team that finished worse than you in the regular season. Really, since they won the Stanley Cup, every spring has ended with a disappointment, despite some great things that were done in between, mostly, though, during the regular season. And I think if you're really going to try to grasp for one more push to win another cup or two while these guys are still under 30, I think a clean sweep's the way to go. If you just fire the coach and then maybe another year or two goes by and it's still a little bit more of the same, or it takes a while for this is a clean sweep, so it certainly sends a message to the players. I mean, start from scratch. I think these guys are still young enough, the core of this team, that maybe you can make something happen.
You know, in terms of Ray Shero, he was GM of the year last year after acquiring Iginla and Morrow and crankshaft Douglas Murray, and there were all those expectations. And he had a tough decision last offseason, Guy. It's about a year ago that he had that tough meeting with Mario Lemieux and Ron Burkle. And
which may have been, he stood by Bylsma, and that may have been what got him fired.
But according to Shero, ownership agreed with his decision. Yeah. They were happy that he gave support to Dan Bylsma. They said, good, we're ready to stay the course. He also
Mario and Burkle aren't firing themselves.
That's true. Maybe they have one more year. Did he sort of hitch his wagon to Bylsma irrevocably? And from Ray's point of view, I'm sure he's sitting there thinking, you could have let me have one more chance with a new coach. That was his only coach his entire tenure.
Well, you're now looking at a team that is, people talk about Marc-Andre Fleury's failures in the postseason, not just at the NHL level, but in, juniors and international competition. You're starting to look at a team that's full of guys like that. Malkin didn't do much for the Russians this year. They were a huge disappointment in the Olympics on their own ice. Bylsma got the Americans off to a great start as the Americans coach. I mean, it's a completely different vibe, a completely different group. They fell flat on their face and didn't even get a medal. Sidney had the worst playoff of his life. I mean, these guys have done some things, but I mean, the underachieving in the most important games as a group is damning.
Yeah, and the collective body of it. And now they've named Jason Botterill, apparently interim general manager. He's a young up-and-coming executive. I wonder if he will be the guy, if they'll give him a chance to take over the reins.
Well, we're a month from the draft. I mean, I think you got to have somebody. I don't think you can let it go in limbo. Sometimes, let's say the draft was already over. You might be able to let it go a month while you're searching. It's the off season. Somebody like that could. But I mean, you need somebody to organize their notes, their scouting, they have meetings leading up to the draft. Maybe it lasts 5 days. Maybe it does last 5 weeks. He may end up being the guy at the draft table. I mean, I would think they would act quicker than that, and I would think they have a short list of people in mind before they would pull this trigger today.
Of course, now that's got to be the hire. The long-term hire has got to be GM first and then coach, not vice versa, we would think. Day of change here at TribLIVE.com, monitoring the official announcement coming up soon. Dan Bylsma and Ray Shero expected to be relieved of their duties as Penguins head coach and general manager.